And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, a player profile, very special one, because we don't often dive into the pool like this young lady that we're going to interview does and has and will continue to do. But we're going to do it here on YSN Live, and certainly we want to welcome one of the elite divers and student athletes in the entire valley. Ladies and gentlemen, Fallon Amedia, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. Fallon, for those people who don't maybe know you, like per se, for those who don't have pools or things like that, explain to me how you get into swimming and diving, and especially from your stance, the diving perspective from a young age.
Well, I was a member at Tippecanoe Country Club growing up, and I always kind of knew how to dive. I taught myself front 1.5 on the high dive very young in 3rd grade, and I was showing off like I always did. And there was this older kid, he must have been in college, and was doing some like crazy double twister to his head. It was phenomenal of a dive. And my dad went up to him and was like, "Where'd you learn this?" And he said he was a college athlete at YSU. And my dad's like, "Can my daughter get into diving?" And he said, "My coach owns a club team." And the next day, I was at the club at YSU.
That's incredible. I mean, to be able to jump into it that quickly, were there fears? Were you anxious to do it?
At a young age, I just like to show off. So I
Show
kind of
off.
just like
All right.
thought I was like, "Oh, I could do 1 flip. Let me try to do 2 flips." So I learned how to do a double. And then at the club, at a young age, I just didn't have fear. Now I have a little more fear, but I kind of just still have that little mentality of wanting to show off.
I mean, was there a background before that with gymnastics?
I
or
did
anything?
gymnastics all the way up till 6th grade.
Okay, so you had some education on the
Yeah.
mat before you jumped into the pool, which is good. You want to have that. I know guys like me. If I'm on a high dive or anything like no thanks, no thanks. The no diving in the pools typically save me from any trouble that I'm about to get in. But you get it done not only in the pool but in the classroom as well. I mean, you have an incredible resume of things, extracurriculars, and what you've done in the classroom. What kind of drives you? What's your motivators?
I just want to really make like Canfield High School strong. I love to just I'm in so many clubs, and I just want to make the clubs better. Student council kind of fell off, and we just keep rebuilding it. My goal for prom was to make it the best. Same with homecoming dance, and we are redoing a dance right now, and we're working on that.
What is it that drives you to continue to make things better, especially in your own community?
I don't know. I want to see it better. You know, like how sad Canfield the school is. I love how everyone's a friend at Canfield, and everyone's just close. I don't know.
Well, let's talk about that close-knit community that you have. Obviously, you've got an inner circle of friends that you like to have around you. What do you do, when the chips are down, so to speak? What kind of leadership do you have that you bring to the table? You've been a sophomore, a captain since your sophomore year.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that and the role that you play in the other of your teammates' lives.
Well, I've always just brought in a lot of points as the only diver from freshman year, and now this year we have 2 other divers. I'm a big point grabber. I mean, I bring a lot of points to the table, and then when we're low on a swimmer, I always swim, even though I never really learned how to swim. And I'm always just in a relay because of that. My coach loves me for it, I think.
So you're kind of a lead by example.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to that, I mean, when someone says, "Hey, we need you. Can you jump in the pool?" Is it what feelings go through you? Because that's got to be a crazy anxious feeling of, I don't even really know how to swim, but I'll do this for the team.
I think swimming makes me more anxious than
Really?
diving. I always get the text the night before from my swim coach being like, "Hey, so-and-so's sick. Can you swim 3 relays?" And I'm like, "Okay."
Wow.
So that's what I gotta do.
So you've always been a diver, never really a swimmer?
No, I actually really never learned how to swim. Again, at Tippecanoe Country Club, I think I was on the swim team for maybe a span of 4 days. And
4
then
days?
I was in a meet, and I started drowning, so we took me out of that pretty quickly.
Well, now you've got some life-saving abilities, it sounds like, jumping in the pool. What other things do you feel like have led you to this point of, naturally, I see poli-sci, something that you're very interested in, marketing. things of that nature. What kind of things have led you in that direction?
Well, I've been working at a law firm since 8th grade, and just seeing how she works is just so beautiful, and I'd love to do something like that. And then also I get to make all the posters for all the dances and all the other things with all my clubs, so I'd love to like market and pursue things like that too.
That's incredible. When you think about swimming and diving as a whole, I mean, it's not exactly a primary sport in this area, especially. How have you continued to stand out whenever there's so much around football and basketball and baseball and softball, but you've kind of built your own niche in your own empire over in that world? How have you been able to do that? Have you relied on those marketing skills or anything like that to kind of put yourself and make yourself stand out?
I think our board for our swim team is really strong with putting us out there, especially on the Facebook page and Instagram page. But I mean, us like athletes on the swim team, we kind of just have each other more than anything. I mean, like when like the football team was going all the way to state on Fridays, we would skip practice and go to the football games, and we would just stay together though. So it was really nice.
What is your favorite part of being part of a team?
I have to say like going out to dinner with the team.
Really? All right. So now we got to ask you, where you go to dinner and what you eat.
It's only Tequila Jalisco.
Only?
Swim team will only go there.
So what's on the menu for you? Is it the same thing all the time, or you like to shake it up?
I don't know. I really like the chicken fajitas, but I also like the the tacos that they just put out. So I don't know. It's a hard decision.
Is there a pregame or pre-dive meal that you have before you go, or after meal?
For my big meets, so like there's 6 dive meets and there's 11 dive meets, which 11 is like 5 hours of your life.
Oh boy.
I will only eat bagel bites from Dunkin' and a Dunkin' drink. Even though like Starbucks is my drink, like I only like Starbucks, I only drink Dunkin'.
Is that a superstition?
Kinda. I feel like when I don't have Dunkin', it's a bad meet.
This is now sponsored by Dunkin', apparently. For you, obviously, time getting short on the high school side of things. What things have you accomplished, and what do you have left to check the box on things that you want to accomplish?
I definitely want to start buckling down on like 3-meter and platform. My 1-meter list is what it's gonna be. I mean, it's pretty done. Maybe inward double, maybe front. Wait, this one's so hard to say. Front 1.5, 2 twists is like a dream of mine to have on 1 meter. But to do that on 3 would be great too. But some more handstands on 5.
What do you have? I don't, you're speaking like
I know, that's why it was hard to explain.
Spanish. What do you have to do to accomplish that?
I need to just not smack. I keep smacking on this front 1.5, 2 twisters. I'm kicking out too early. I just need to not overthink the dive. When I don't overthink, it goes good.
From a coaching perspective,
Yeah.
I mean, who coaches you?
Ron Navarra. He's been my coach since 3rd grade, and it's going to be really hard having a new coach.
Yeah.
Because he's just like the best friend. He understands how my brain works.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He'll look at me and go, I know what's wrong.
So when you just explain what you just said to me, that sounded like complete another language. He knows exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
And he can teach that.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay. So that's phenomenal. What do you think you've brought to Coach Ron through all of this?
I think he feels stronger with teaching people twisters. He's always says I'm the best twister that he's ever met. I think I make him more happy. And I've been around the longest. I'm the longest person he's ever coached, so I think he's going to be sad when I'm gone.
So I
know he will.
Well, of course. Naturally, one of the bigger questions when people talk about baseball and softball, I mean, the big sports, right? You're in the gym all the time in the off season. What does your off season look like?
5 days a week.
In the pool?
Summer, winter, spring, every day. I never not there. So,
Really?
Yep.
So I mean, like when you're practicing, you just continually get up onto the platform and dive off.
Mhm.
Never stops.
Nope, it's like therapy.
Really? So walk me through it. You're having a bad day. You're going to the platform. How do you take it to the next level for yourself? How do you gain that confidence?
I kind of just like, it sounds weird, but I have to think about something I don't like. When I'm angry, I dive better.
Really?
I don't know how to explain that any better.
Like when LBJ, when LeBron James gets mad, he plays better basketball. When you're mad, you're a better diver?
Yep.
So does Coach Ron or your parents decide they're just going to make you extremely upset before you go to the meet?
I mean, I have to be like in a happy mood, but like especially those bigger dives, like my front 2.5, I literally need to think about something angry so I can throw harder, and it makes me spin faster.
All right, so being that it is that time of year, it's the Christmas season. What number one have you, from a standpoint of best Christmases you've ever had? What's the best Christmas present you've ever received, and what's maybe one that you'd pass on if you had to go goes to Christmas past?
I think my best gift, probably my car. I love my car.
That's a great gift. A car is always a great gift.
I can't think of any bad gifts.
That's an even better answer. What's Santa bringing you under the tree this year?
I'm hoping some AirPod Pros.
Some AirPod Pros.
Maybe a new dog.
A new dog? There's a big no going on over there. So can you use the AirPods in the pool?
No.
You can't.
No, we have a speaker to listen to music to calm us down.
In the pool?
No, like outside.
Oh, okay, I was gonna
like
say.
when you're waiting on deck.
When you watch the Olympics, there's so many different technologies that we are so, foreign to, because we're doing everything on land. Well, of course you've seen the camera that follows you straight down from the platform to the pool. And
yeah, I wish we had that.
That's wild. I love that.
Yeah, we have a camera on deck to rewatch our dives.
Yeah, how much film study do you have of yourself? That gotta be a lot.
I have to do a lot of film study. Right when you get off deck, there's 10 seconds of like a rewatch, and you rewatch your dive.
No kidding.
Some new corrections. Yep.
So is it like Huddle for you? Do you
yeah, it's pretty much like Huddle.
Okay, so you go back and you can watch your own stuff like, on your own in your leisure time. So
yeah.
Okay. From your standpoint, what are the grand goals for you? Ultimately, you said you worked at an attorney's office. So walk me through. I know you want to be a poli-sci major with a minor in marketing. Walk me through your major goals.
Well, I would definitely want to be a lawyer or some sort of marketing program. I want to go to college for that, of course. Hopefully dive in college. And then later on go to a school close to home for law school.
Incredible. And are there colleges reaching out to you that you have interest in?
Yeah.
That's even better. Are they close or are they far away?
They're pretty close. I want to stay in Ohio or the PA area.
That's awesome. And ultimately, you want to do what? Like, if you could do anything in the world and that job is granted to you right now, what would you, because you're going to be watching this in 20 years, what ultimately do you want to do?
My dream job is a political campaign manager. But that's really hard.
Okay. Well, listen, we just went through it a couple times over. It's not as hard as you think. You just got to make sure you're hitting the right buttons. What ultimately, what's the best advice that you could give to someone who wants to start diving?
Just don't stop practicing. So many people dilly-dally and are scared. A smack is maybe 5 seconds of pain. It doesn't hurt. Like, it's just get back up.
Have you ever belly smacked?
Like every day. I smacked yesterday.
That's the worst.
Or 2 days ago, Saturday.
And you said it only hurts for 5 seconds.
Yeah, it only hurts for a little bit.
Well, so that means you're a tough cookie. Let's talk about your folks real quick and your support system. How great has it been to have people that support you in an off-brand of sport, so to speak? And what's that ride been like for you?
It's great. I mean, every home meet, my dad's announcing, and my mom's doing the math with my coach, so the meet goes very smooth. They're always videoing and cheering for me, and bringing me my Dunkin'. So.
Bringing you the Dunkin'. They're the culprits.
Yeah.
What traits do you admire most about your parents that you have inside you, and it's going to take you a long way?
I think fighting for the win. Always wanting to get that first place and kind of wanting to be the best, maybe.
That's phenomenal. And both of them have that trait?
Maybe a little more my dad.
Okay.
And he wants to do everything his own way. My mom maybe more the math side, like trying to figure out how to do more dives and get like the scoring. Like just today I was like, for senior night, should I do double twister or triple twister? Like if I get 4s on that triple twister, it'd be 32 points. But if I get 6s on the double twister, that's 40 points, which I could maybe break school record.
Have you ever been upset with the judge's score?
Oh, yeah, all the time. Judging is very... You
Judgy?
can see, you can see who they like and don't like.
Really?
Yeah.
So judging is kind of political.
It's very political, yes.
Really? Okay. Very
Much
interesting. We talk about it all the time with officials and things like that. People get away with stuff. The more hype you get, the more obviously the less penalties are against you or whatever. That's very cool. So, Fallon, it has been awesome sitting down with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For Dad, what Dad?
Well, you've been to state 2 years in a row. What are you going to do this year?
Yeah, you've been to state 2 years in a row. What are you going to do this year?
My goal this year is to get first in districts and then top 5 at state. State last year was not my best moment, but I still got 8th with food poisoning. So this year, top 5, maybe I want to get 3rd, but top 5.
But we wish you the best. We hope you bring home top 1. You're the GOAT. So let us know how we can help. Thank you so much for sitting down with us today. Best of luck to you, not only now, but in your future.
Thank you.